Run your day with RUNDAY.AI.
Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday. We are now podcasting at the wonderful Galleria Mall, and the theme of the month is attraction, especially attraction with AI. There's one thing to be said about finding customers by being pushy, going out there, we just had the Super Bowl, and one way to kind of go out there is to just like advertise, put your presence out there. Another way is just to attract the right buyer at the right time. I'm here with Voozaa,
Hi.
where they're solving the problem with your phone battery. So to me, the right time to need a charge is when the phone's about to die, but you need to somehow get home. And so talk about the origin story of this business. How did you come up with this idea?
Yeah, I mean, we all know it. You said it, that whenever you're going out and you're running out of battery, so we're solving a problem, right? So when
Did this happen to you or someone you knew?
Of course it happened to me. It happened to me a couple of times, especially.
What's the worst case if you want to talk about it?
The worst case, I think the worst case is mostly you go out, you're having a good night and you're running out of battery, you cannot reach your friends, which you was normally planning to have a great evening together, or even you want to order an Uber, you have no battery, so your evening is done. So, and there's also a lot of other situations. Imagine you're going in a hospital, you have an emergency. Imagine your phone is dying, for example, yeah, and you cannot charge your phone in the hospital. So there's a lot of places in the world where you have a real need. And it's not only about lifestyle going out. Of course, that's the mass of people, but there's also like serious situation, like example in a hospital, where you cannot just charge, and no one thinking about taking the charger when he has an emergency, for example.
And the hospital hasn't thought about giving people a place to charge. They hadn't considered this.
No.
We've only had iPhones for almost 20 years now, and no one thought of this.
Exactly. But how came up with the idea? Like the company was founded 2 years ago only, and I have to say in China this business is existing more than 10 years.
Okay.
So in China you have stations all 20 meters. So if you want to eat a hot dog, you have a power bank rental station next to it, because Chinese people use their phone much more and earlier, because you do everything in China over the phone. You do banking, ticketing, you do riding, and whatever. Everything works by the phone. So the need to have a fully charged phone was very high in China before. But then it was taking time to go in the rest of the world, because there was COVID in between. People was not going out. And now is the right moment to bring the power bank rental stations in the rest of the world. For example, in China, there's 6 million stations, 6 million
of them.
6 million only in China. And our mission and goal is to bring it to the whole world. With the Voozaa power bank stations.
Now, for me, I don't think I've ever had a situation where I was running out of power to get home. I think I've always had a car, but I've definitely been in the car in situations where I forgot my cable. Like I have my car, I have power, but I just didn't have a cable.
Yeah.
And I didn't have enough gas. So my emergency was really more that I didn't have enough power in my phone to find a gas station, to find gas for my car. So that's almost happened to me more than once. So how do people locate your kiosk? How do you find the site?
So let's step back. There's two ways of how you can rent a power bank. So first of all, exactly, the cables are in the power bank included.
I thought it was brilliant, because I've lost a cable more than I've lost a charger.
Yes, and we have small stations and big stations, and as I say, you find them everywhere in bars, clubs, restaurants. And there's two ways to rent. You can download the app, but when your phone is out of battery, it's difficult to use the app, right?
Yeah.
So then we have a second option. This is just pay by you can tap your card and just POS terminal, no registration necessary. So you have a station, tap the card, 3 seconds later the power bank release. And the good thing is you can return these power banks everywhere in the world. So you don't have to return at the same station.
So it's one system globally. Take a look at that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So what I love about this is just that you have both the lightning cable and the USB-C. Like my girlfriend's phone is a lightning, and then I have a USB-C now, but that both are in here and you can't lose the cable is, I think, my favorite feature about it.
I think it's there's a lot of people say, I can also take my own power bank from home, but it's a convenient thing. People forgot to charge it. They don't want to carry this the whole evening. You only want to need it on location. It charges you 2% per minute. After an hour,
and it's not too big, because you could almost connect it to your phone and just put both in your wallet, right?
Nobody wants to, if you're in the restaurant and the bar, nobody wants to give the phone away. You want to keep your phone
Yeah,
with
that's
you,
scary.
right?
Yeah, that's always scary to me
Yeah.
when they want, oh yeah, sure, we can
Yeah.
charge it up front.
And that's something which makes it the customer like it, because you can keep your phone with you, and even the owner of the restaurant or the bar, it's less stress for him. It starts with the insurance if something happened with the phone behind the bar, and the employees have other things to do. They sell you more drinks, they sell you more food, so it's a win-win situation for the customer and the business owner as well.
So there's a lot of these in China.
Yeah, China was the previous market like over 10 years ago. It's a
Now,
multi-billion dollar
do you guys
business.
have a presence in China as well? Or
we produce in China, but
okay.
let's say the Voozaa story we started 2 years ago. The headquarter is in Germany, but we are one of the fastest growing companies in the world. So we are now in 8 countries. We're just launching in the US market right now. So we have
What was the first country and first location you were in?
Germany, Cologne. That's where we started like 2 years ago. But then there's other competitors.
And was that a restaurant or what site was that?
Yeah, restaurant and bars and where the people have the need. And what is interesting is we are not the only company doing that, but we are the fastest growing company, because it's important that you have a lot of stations. Yeah, that you have this business is working when you know you have the flexibility. Maybe, okay, I read it in the restaurant, now I'm going in the club and can return it there. And our concept, and this is what makes us different from other companies which started maybe 4 or 5 years earlier than us, is that everyone can participate in the Voozaa network. So if you, for example, want to earn passive income, because that's the concept, you buy a station, let's say for $1,100, and you can start with 5 stations, for example, and you can place them in your bars, restaurants, people you know, where the people have the need. And the good thing is you put the station there, and that's it. It's not a vending machine which you have to refill. You put it once, you're done, and you make money during your sleep. And that's our concept. So we have a
So it's not just a device. This is actually an opportunity for someone to make a living.
Definitely. That's passive income, because you can start with $10,000, for example. Then you get a couple of stations. You place them in the areas like bars, restaurants, hotspots, wherever people come together and spending time. Always someone who needs charge the phone. And what you have to do is you buy the station, you place them. We get a 20% from the revenue. You get 80% from the revenue. That's the business model. Very easy, very clear, and very scalable. And that's why we grow super fast. We have a lot of people every day, like 100 to 200 people contact us to want to buy stations somewhere in the world and place them. That's why our company is different than the other ones, because the other ones do it themselves and they start in big cities in the main locations. But we are also like in smaller cities where they have the same need. That's the Voozaa. We call ourselves a community company.
So before it was one of the fastest growing companies in the world in the space, I really would love to understand how it went from that first site to the second. So what was that always the plan? Was there a global vision, or did it work so well once you wanted to see if lightning would strike twice?
We understand quite fast that we started by ourselves. So it's a bootstrap company. I'm one of the both founders from Germany. So we put our own. I'm since 25 years in business, do a lot of open and a lot of companies, and that's the most. After I screen a lot of business idea, that's the most profitable business in the world, because it's like very easy. You don't have a lot of overhead costs. You can, you buy machines, you place them. So the concept is easy. And we started to place machines by ourselves. And then we realized it's taking time. It's taking time, it's taking energy. And why not open this and why not open it to let everybody participate? So, and that's why we call it a community company. Everyone we see ourselves like a big network.
Where did that thinking come from? Did the community come to you and sort of like have that idea of wanting to participate, or did you have the vision originally of the community?
Like it comes from, I think, the vision of how can we grow? How can we make this company growing fast? Because that you're working against the time here. So you wanna there's a lot of competition, but there's always a global player. At the end, it's also not only about power banks. So you have, when you download the app, we have a lot of we have every kiosk has a screen inside. So we have a small one and also like tall one, like they're 2 meters, and in Europe we say 2 meters high with big screens. So you have different income streams. So you have the rental power bank business. So you can place ads on the screen.
Ads. I didn't even know that part.
Exactly. You can place ads on the screen.
The one I saw didn't have a screen on it, but most of them would screen now?
All stations have a screen. Yeah, but now we're placing ads on the screen. But
okay.
I give you just an example, like how it's very simple to understand how to make money. For example, the app, we charge, for example, $2 for half an hour and maximum $10 a day. So you can take it, you can, for example, sightseeing. You can do sightseeing, you can keep the power bank the whole day and return it. So you pay a maximum $10. If you don't return the power bank, a question what a lot of people are asking is what happens. So if you don't return after 5 days,
That was my biggest thought when
yeah, no, that's
when I got it. Yeah.
3.5% of people don't return the power banks, and then we charge 5 days, the $10 plus a $15 deposit. So $65 you pay when you don't return. Plus you have a brand new.
But you have a power bank.
And
You
you
can just use
recharge
it.
it. You have the USB-C, so you can use it. It's not.
See, that's I'd never seen
Yeah.
before, because the ones I'd seen
Yeah.
before, they're proprietary connectors.
Yeah.
And so if you take it home, it's useless.
Yeah.
But the fact that you
Yeah.
have a USB-C, you can
Yeah.
just recharge the bank yourself,
So
is really a really great model.
So you're not losing anything just besides the 65. But yeah, that's the concept.
Talk more about how this can be a livelihood. I mean, I run into so many. I mean, in the U.S., the colleges, unfortunately, have not really prepared people for the opportunities that are in the world right now. And a lot of people are struggling. And I often are, even I was in the Uber the other day, guy from Jamaica, he was talking to me, and he was struggling to figure out kind of what to do. He was driving Uber, and, his wife was a hair salon. And then I was talking about different things that I know about. And then, we were getting into this idea of like a franchise, and a lot of people want to be a business owner, but they, maybe they don't come from like, I came from a business family. So my parents always had businesses. So it was like not that unusual of an idea for me when I started my first business. I thought I'd be working for much longer before I did, but reality, kind of brought things in different directions. So I think a lot of people are struggling to know what to do. They know, go to college, get a corporate job. Like you just wind up in a lot of debt, in many cases. So this is something where how can you start in a casual way, just test it out? Could someone really build a livelihood out of this?
I'll give you an example. We just came from a franchise exhibition here in Fort Lauderdale like a week ago. The most people were standing at our booth. I tell you why. Because you can start with a quite low amount of money to open a franchise. So when you open a McDonald's, I think you have to invest $1 million or more.
It's $1 million, right?
So who wanna? There's a lot of businesses where you have to invest much more. Yeah. And maybe if it's your first business, as you say, so then maybe you want to keep a little bit the risk and balance. And when you start, you can start here the franchise $10K, and you can see how it works out. If it works well, okay, increase it, buy more. If not,
so for $10,000, you can start this business.
Correct.
And if I understand correctly, you don't have to own the facility. You can find somewhere else to place it, right?
Yeah. So how it works in general. So if you want to be like a partner from Voozaa, you buy for $10K, you get a couple of machines. Let's say I think like 6-7 machines, like this, and then you, depending on the size, which one you want, and then what happened next. So you have to find a location. That's the only job you have to do, to be honest. Because you think about where to place them. For people who only want to invest money, don't want to do anything with location, we have a solution as well. Then you don't get 80%, you guys get 30%, but then we take care of everything.
Okay.
But
so that's
the classic model is you find the location, and it's a plug and play machine. So you put it in there, you just give us the information like where the machine is placed. We put it in the Google, we put it in the app from us, that people know like where's the next location, and that's it. So the price settings are mostly preset. We can change them, but we advise to people keep it overall priced. Let's keep a fair deal for the customer and everyone. Like, for example, the $2 half an hour, $10 a day. That's a good price strategy. So that's it. So you place the machines and you're done. And you have a live system. You can see wherever what's going on, how many power banks are in the machine, how many rentals do I have. It's a fully autonomous system, fully transparent. And I think it's a very easy business concept to understand and very easy to participate, and the risk is low. And that's why a lot of people, when they want to start a franchise, I think a lot of people can start with this, and having the balance between risk and profit is a good balance.
Tell me more about how do you convince the location? So to me, that would be maybe my, after like what happens if you don't return it. If like once it was like, oh, it's useful on its own as you've just bought the product, right? Instead of the service. But like I wouldn't be sure how I would find a location.
Okay.
And so how do you, or maybe I could find one, but how do you convince the location to put this in there?
Let me answer two things. First of all, like, what is a good location? Like, what's from your point of view a good location before you convince them? And it's super simple. Whenever you enter a location, let's say a restaurant or a bar, you enter the location. When we started, we enter the location. I ask not the business owner, I ask the people working behind the bar, how often does it happen that someone asks you a day or an evening,
Okay.
can I charge my phone? And when you say 3, 4, 5 times an evening, then it's great. Because I give you an example. If you have 2 rentals a day or 1 rental a day, if you have $6 is the average what we make with a rental. So 6, and it's every day open. It's in 60, it's $180 which you made a month. Yeah. And when the machine costs like around 1,000, so you see you have a return on investment in less than a year, half year. If you have 2 rentals a day, it's just like 3 or 4 months. So with 2 rentals a day in a full station, you have a return on investment 4 months. So where you have such a fast return. And that's why the business is great. So ask the people, do you have the need? Because when they have the need, and it's stress for the employees, right, to charge, because their job is not to charge phones. Their job is to serve drinks or to serve food or to do something
So are you
else.
saying the business owner the location owner doesn't get any part of the profit? They just get the benefit of
you
save
ask me how
time,
to do
or
it. I tell you first, show them the benefits, what's making that customer can stay longer, because when they charge their phone, maybe they have another drink, another meal. That's the first arguments. But yes, of course, some people just by principle want to have a share. And that's why we mostly give up to 30% share to the business,
Oh, okay.
to the location. Yeah, it's not a must be. Yeah? So sometimes it's nothing. Sometimes they're just happy to have a solution. But sometimes they even say, "Oh no, we don't charge phones." Yeah, to the customers, because it's stress for them, and they don't want to be in charge of the insurance and all, and saying in case something happens or the phone gets stolen. So that's sometimes locations say we don't charge phone, but if you give them the solutions, then they say, okay, we have a solution now. Yeah. So, but in average, I think it's like a 20-25% you can give to the location as a share.
I see the convenience benefits, but what I really was excited about is just this idea that people can turn this into a livelihood. So I think there was a stat last year or a year and a half ago where there's nowhere left in America where you can afford to live, even in a studio apartment, for minimum wage. I grew up in a world where people made minimum wage and they didn't have a nice place, but they had somewhere to live. They could afford food and housing, and we're no longer in a country and perhaps not in a world where that's possible anymore. And so this is one of the few things I've really seen that's a solution for almost anybody that wants, they probably do, people still want to work, but to work enough to afford a major city is much more challenging than it used to be. So how would somebody that, has a full-time job, but it's insufficient to support, the lifestyle they want, especially to support a family, how could someone keep their vocation, but also augment that income with finding sites and presenting it? How many would it take to really have a comfortable lifestyle?
You mean like if you focus only on that?
Well, I think if you're already working full time, but on top of that, doing this, how many units would make sense to afford a nice life?
Depends on your lifestyle, right?
Depends on your. I'm just saying average rent in a major city, which is a lot.
I think, look, when you calculate that you have if you find average locations and you have 2 rentals a day, so then you have a $320 income minus the 20%. Let's say minus 50% for us and the location. Let's say it stays for you like $160. So it's a year. It's like around $2,000 a year with 1 station you made, right? Okay, you have the investment for the station, you have to do that. So now calculate yourself. I mean, like if you have 10 stations, then it's the 20,000 deducted to 12 months. So I think like if you want to have a monthly budget of, let's say, 4,000, then you need like 30 stations, 40 stations.
So 30 or 40 stations would pay for that lifestyle.
But think about it, if you pay them once and make it's only one-time work, right? And then you've been there done.
Yeah, no, that's what's great about it. You don't have to keep maintaining like vending machines or other franchises.
You have to refill the
you
vending machine, no? Yeah, you don't. Yeah, you can also just, if for example, like after a few months, it's maybe you have to stick in one more power bank or something when people don't bring it back.
Yeah,
but that's not.
No, it's very minimal.
Yeah, exactly.
I think there's a lot of people out there that are looking for purpose. They're looking for a way to live in a major city and or support a family that don't have a lot of options. And you've done much more than creating a product. You've created hope for these people.
Yeah, but I'd say the location is the key. The location is the key for the success. If you have a good location where they have the need, and that's what I always say to all our partners who work with us, when they purchase the machines, they get an onboarding from us. We tell them like, hey, what's good locations, and then how to go in, how to talk to them. So we help them to give, because when they make money, I make money, right? If the location, if the machines are not running or performing well, I also don't earn any money. So it's in my interest that you place the
It's a real
machines somewhere.
partnership.
Yeah, it's a partnership. Exactly. So we are sitting in the same boat. Yep.
And tell us more about yourself and like kind of what background you had educationally and in your career that kind of prepared you to create this.
Yeah, I'm 42 years old. Yeah, I'm from Germany, born in Germany, raised in Germany. My first company I founded with 17, was working for TV, media business, had a casting agency. Then I had a photo studio chain. I had a big database of people who want to go into the TV. And out of this, a lot of people was asking us, hey, can we make professional pictures? So, and then I built up a photo studio chain in Europe. And then Groupon, the discount company, was coming on the market. So my company was the largest partner from Groupon in the European market. Sold a couple of millions photo shootings. And but then, COVID comes, and I have to reorientate myself. And if you're an entrepreneur, that means you must be open for everything. And then with some partners together, we act very fast, and we've been the leading company for the German government of doing COVID testing. So we had 250 test centers, did the airport. So then from all the media stuff, I go directly into healthcare, hire doctors, all the things what you have to do.
Media healthcare, that's unusual.
And yet there was not so many business opportunities during COVID. So we helped the government to make COVID testings with this 250 locations. And that was working out well as well. Yeah, but we work hard and we work a lot. Then COVID was over. And then I think, okay, where we invest our money in? I screened more than 200 business ideas, and that was the one which is the best.
That was the one.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for a way to augment the income at your business, if you have a site or need opportunities where you can, with very low maintenance, build, kind of have a franchise without having the overhead of the location. This is incredible opportunity. So what's the best way for someone to partner with you, to reach out to you or go to the website? How do people get started?
Yeah, maybe we can put in a link where people can directly contact us, exactly also for getting franchisee. Maybe we can put a link down. And of course, the website, Voozaa. And then we have a button like franchisee. And just contact us. And we have a calculator tool online. So you have a calculation, you can calculate the business. So you can make your own adjustments like how many rentals a day, how many open days. So we have a calculator. You can play around and see if this is a profitable business for you. And yeah, that's then online. We make a one-to-one video call. We show you all the machines, the different sizes. So that's normally how the next steps are.
Well, you have an incredible business. So glad we got to know each other.
Thank you.
Any last final comments or remarks?
I have something else to say. And so we're going with the time, and we bring out this year a token. So because we thought about, well, we have a lot of people who want to participate because we put a lot of social media ads. And some people cannot afford 10K, but they want to participate, maybe with a couple of $100 or okay. And we thought about like, how can we get these people into the Voozaa network? And if you imagine there's no coin on the world where you can really actively participate on. Or if you have for example, like the Bitcoin, okay, you can mining, but no one knows how to do it. And one of our ideas is for the future that you can buy one station, and it's mining for you token, Voozaa token, which you can of course like get money for. So what I want to say is we have a real network of real location, a real business, no scam, where everyone can participate, and then the machine is generating token for you, which you can use for discounts and buying the machines either. So to build an ecosystem. And it's not only this, it's not power banks. What we're doing is we're implementing other services as well inside of the app, starting with Voozaa Mobile. So there's a lot of more coming in. We want to build a long-term customer
relationship. Can you buy the tokens today?
What?
Are the tokens available to buy today?
We have the pre-sale or the private sale right now, and then the public sale. But also there, contact us if you're interested, and then we'll see.
Okay, did you hear that? Without actually having to do the physical infrastructure, you can participate in this ecosystem. So this is a very multifaceted strategy. I'm very excited about working with you guys.
That's what I say. It's not only about power banks. It's just the entrance for a much more bigger community company. We see this is a new way of ecosystem.
Yeah, there's really a vision and a mission here. Well, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.